Hi, I am here. You can see me, right? Oh my gosh. It's all just so perfect, isn't it? Try telling yourself that when things arise that you didn't expect at all. I even practiced earlier today and it was just fine, worked great when you weren't here. So, anyway, we are traveling in a world of our own creation, aren't we? Well, Debbie, think about that. Oh my gosh. All right, I have some work to do. So, what else is new? So, this month we're putting our focus on what if, and that's pretty broad territory. hmm We're further opening to new ideas, new perspectives, and just new ways of being, extending what we already know and believe to expand our ability to be inclusive, accepting of diversity and harmony. The author of this month's theme and topics is Reverend Sonia Russell, and I believe she hails from Oakland, the Heart and Soul Church, I think it is, that she's affiliated with. So, in today's topic, Traveling in a World of My Creation, she suggests that we ask ourselves this question: what inner world am I creating? And how does it shape my life? Specific to this topic, she says, this week we reclaim desire as divine. I like that. It's a divine impulse. Practice unity without uniformity, and we curate a kinder inner climate. Well, how about that? A kinder inner climate. Uh-huh. So once again, we're working from the inside out, divining a deeper connection with spirit and the universal law of the ages. Also sounds like we're getting more comfortable with ourselves, right? More accepting of what we might see as flaws or foibles. As divine beings, there really can't be anything wrong with us. There's always room for improvement, but chastising ourselves for being human isn't where it's at. We are made in the image and likeness of God. We might as well accept our divinity along with our humanity and go about our business. As Reverend Sandy Jacob, Dr. Sandy Jacob used to say, we are basically soul sacks. It behooves us to monitor our self-talk and how we think of ourselves or what we think of ourselves. And this directly affects our ability to create. It's all part of the process, particularly if thoughts are things. If we are often putting ourselves down while affirming our oneness with spirit, doesn't that rather negate the whole thing? What's the point of that? You know? In the Science of Mind text, Ernest Holmes says, law is mind in action, capital M mind. Law is mind in action. So, in thinking about how we create, the ideas of the universal laws took hold in me and I started checking it out. Did you know there's actually 12 universal laws that we might utilize to our benefit? Did you know that? I didn't know that. They provide some guidance to us in our endeavor to expand our connections and deepen our sense of self and other. We gradually grow into the realization of how and where we fit in the natural order of things. I think they can be useful to us, so I really would like to share them with you. They are a bit lengthy, and I've tried to scale them down, but please bear with me. I believe they have value for all of us. So the following quote is AI generated, attributed to Unity Center. The concept of 12 universal laws has roots in various spiritual teachings and philosophies, but it was popularized in modern times by authors like Rhonda Byrne in her book, The Secret. The specific authorship of the idea as a formalized list is not attributed to any one single individual. So that's kind of interesting. So I found the list of 12 universal laws on the Inner Growth Center website. My edited version reads like this. The 12 universal laws of the universe explain how energy, thought, and actions influence our reality, the creation part, right? They reveal principles of interconnection, vibration, balance, and things that can help us live more harmoniously and attract positive experiences. So here they are. Number one, the law of divine oneness. It's the foundational principle that everything in the universe is interconnected. Our thoughts, actions, and beliefs impact not just ourselves, but the world around us. We know that. Like a spider web, when one part vibrates, the entire web responds. Number two, the law of vibration posits that everything in the universe, from the tiniest particles to the largest stars, is in constant motion, vibrating at different frequencies. I know that's hard for us to grasp, isn't it? It looks so solid, doesn't it? Anyway, the universe is dynamic in nature. Our thoughts and feelings, too, have their own vibrations. Positive thoughts vibrate at a higher frequency, so they tell us. Negative thoughts have a lower frequency. Number three, the law of correspondence. It's about patterns repeating at different scales. It suggests that what happens in the physical world mirrors what occurs in the spiritual realm. As above, so below. The same rules apply everywhere, just at different levels. Number four, law of attraction. Probably the most well-known law. It suggests that we attract into our lives whatever we focus on, positive or negative. Our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs act like magnets. Ugh. Wouldn't you know it? Drawing similar energies to us. This law is about the power of intention and belief. So watch your intention and pay attention to your belief. Number five, the law of inspired action goes hand in hand. The law of inspired action, isn't that interesting? Goes hand in hand with the law of attraction. It's not just about wishing for things to happen. It's about taking actions to make them happen. Treat and move your feet. Number six, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. It states that all energy is in motion and constantly transforming. Well, that's good to know, isn't it? Yeah. It's a reminder that change is the only constant. Higher vibrational energy will consume and transform lower vibrational energy. Wow. Higher vibrational energy will consume and transform lower vibrational energy. I think that's pretty fascinating. I hope that's true. That's how we make change happen, right? We have the power to change the conditions in our lives by transforming our own energy. Your energy is not only transforms your own life, but also can influence those around you. Number seven, the law of cause and effect. It states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This is not about punishment or reward, but balance and harmony. Everything we do, say, or think sets a cause in motion, which eventually returns to us as an effect. It's the law of karma. Number eight, the law of compensation is closely related to the law of cause and effect. It refers to the blessings and abundance that flow into our lives as a result of the actions we've taken. This law encompasses our finances, love, friendship, and the energy we put out into the world. It teaches us that generosity and kindness are not just moral choices, but investments in our own well-being. Pretty cool, huh? Investments in our own well-being. And I would add that loving ourselves is also an investment and leads us to putting out a very different kind of energy, which affects our resulting creations, of course. Number nine, the law of relativity teaches us that every life situation is neutral. I love that. It's neutral until we decide what it is, what it means to us, what's going to happen because of it. Every life situation is neutral and only our perspective gives it meaning. Wow, we are indeed the diviners of our experiences, of our fate. Each of us receives a series of challenges for the purpose of strengthening the light within. This law gives us the proper perspective on that. No matter how challenging our circumstances may seem, there are always others facing more arduous circumstances. Challenges are not just obstacles, as we know, but opportunities for growth. This helps us find empathy and gratitude and often a change of heart, which may be a good thing, right? Number 10, the law of polarity states that everything has an opposite and they are identical in nature, but different in degree. For example, hot and cold, they're the same thing, temperature, right? But they vary in degree. This law helps us understand and appreciate the duality of life. By understanding that everything has an opposite, we can appreciate and learn from both sides of any experience. Thank you, God. Number 11, the law of rhythm. It's about the regularity of the universe. Everything operates in a cycle or rhythm, from the phases of the moon to the seasons to our personal lives. This law teaches us that everything has its tides, its rise and fall, its flow and ebb. It helps us go with the flow. When we're experiencing a low point, this law reminds us that there's a high point on its way. Amen to that. That's great, isn't it? That's a good thought to remember. And the last one, we've come to number 12, the law of gender. Did you know that was a law? The law of gender manifests in all things as masculine and feminine energies. It's not just about biological sex, but about the qualities and energies present in all creation. Both energies are important for creation, transformation, and growth. Regardless of gender, masculine and feminine energy exists within all of us. This law is about balance. All right. I know, that was a lot to take in, wasn't it? And I did run through it as quickly as I could. so I think that it's really of import to us as we continue on our individual journeys. You might consider looking up the laws and spending some time going over them. I had no idea there were so many, and they all really do relate to us and how we relate to ourselves, to others, in the world we live in. It's a bit of a how-to for self-help, assuming you're interested in making progress along with improving your life's experience. So, we are traveling in a world of our own creating. The law of cause and effect is ever present and in operation. Here's what the market teaser says about our topic for today. What inner world am I creating, and how does it shape my life? What inner world? Have you ever given that a lot of thought? I mean, yes, we do say you need to tend to your own thoughts and beliefs and be self-aware. What inner world am I creating? This week, we pay special attention to our thoughts and actually what we think of them. That's kind of a borderline oxymoron, isn't it? How often do we relegate our desires to the back burner? We make excuses for why we can't do them, why they have to play second fiddle to important things. And we feel perfectly justified in doing so because we need prioritize our busy lives or bear the consequences of not doing that. I suppose balance plays a role when it comes to this issue. We always feel like we have to be responsible individuals doing the right thing, huh? Yeah, I know. Nothing wrong with that premise. Just don't let it stymie your efforts at growth and expansion. Obviously, the bills do need to be paid on time. We don't want to forget to pick the kids up from soccer practice when they're done. And I think your boss wouldn't appreciate it if you don't finish the special project by the deadline given. So where do our own wants and desires fit into this scenario? In all of your creating, why not create time for yourself and prioritize it? Put yourself at the top of the list once in a while. Make sure it fits into your schedule. As the market teaser stated, we are reclaiming desire as divine impulse. Oh, I didn't read that part of the market teaser, but it's coming. That's what the author of the topic said. We are reclaiming desire as divine impulse. That's another way of renaming it. You know, I talk with a counselor a couple of times a month, and she has taught me, if I could remember to use that, to rename things. You know, make it in a less punitive to yourself light. If you understood what I said. So letting our desires slide is as unimportant is a mistake so many of us make, especially as women, don't you think? Trivializing them can lead to frustration and a feeling of ennui. In essence, it means we're squelching the divine urge in us, not allowing it to have its way with us. Kinking the hose, as I seem to be fond of saying. As we know, the law of cause and effect is always doing its perfect work. Yeah. Denying our desires sends the message that they don't matter to us and we can forego their fulfillment. But can we? What does this eventually lead to if we repeatedly do it to ourselves? Dissatisfaction, resentment, lack of enthusiasm? There are a myriad of maladies that can arise of our effects by the cause we've set in motion. And I am pretty sure that it's not just a mental thing. It affects us physically. Do you believe that? I believe that. Yeah. What kind of energy are we then sending out? And what is it creating for us to look forward to next? Not being able to get online when you need to be giving the talk for the day? Duh. We will have thrown ourselves out of whack. Yeah, out of whack by essentially trying to do the right thing, trying to put other things in front of us. So what is the right thing? You know, I have to guess balance is a really good one to work on. Listen to your own self-talk. Is it supportive or disgruntled? Does it speak to you of positive self-worth or of martyrdom? Oh dear. Make time for yourself and those things that you desire. Delegate when you can. Rearrange your schedule when necessary. Oh, your desires arise from that divine spark within. So pay attention to it. It wants your attention. That divine spark. Give it free rein by supporting it, nurturing it, making time for it. Denying your wishes as long as they denying your wishes as long as they do no harm is the same as denying your God. Mm-hmm. You're not allowing God to have much fun through you. Your desires are a gift to you and to this world. And by valuing them, you're valuing yourself and the God within you. Think about that. What of those people who had strong desires to become doctors or nurses, scientists or teachers? They never followed through on these desires. Other things got in the way. Where would we all be if that happened? And what kind of lives would those people have lived, never having fulfilled their heart's desires? You know, I have to say here that we all have challenges and lessons to learn, and making judgments on anyone or anything really never pays well. But we do get to make our own decisions, to decide our own cause and effects, as it were. So the best we can do is navigate our lives by striving to be in the present moment, consciously choosing our thoughts, words, and deeds. I think forgiveness, gratitude, and self-awareness go a long way to guiding us on our chosen path. I think it's really important to always remember that those universal laws can only take what we give them to work with, and from that, produce our results. They can only agree with you. This is why it matters that you take stock on occasion to what you are telling yourself or believing about any specific thing. We're looking to practice unity along with paying attention to our desires. And the unity we're talking about here doesn't mean uniformity. Most all of humanity seeks harmony and unity. And it doesn't mean that we want to be cookie cutter copies of one another. Uniformity is not the goal. As a diverse population, we honor and celebrate our differences, accepting ourselves and others just as we are. Home Office puts it this way: as we bless difference within, our own mixed feelings, histories, strengths, we grow capacity to bless difference without. The result is less defensiveness, more collaboration, and communities that widen the circle without thinning anyone out. Isn't that nice? Without thinning anyone out. Life is ever doing its perfect work, expressing itself as each of us. When we can learn to believe in that, it will prove itself as us. Ernest Holmes, in his book, This Thing Called You, said, "Your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is an outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment." This is why we pay attention to our desires, for they are God-given. We all have something of value to contribute. Nurturing that allows us fuller expression and satisfaction. Opening up to spirit within gives spirit an avenue through which to be made visible in our lives and in the world. This is the path to effectuate change in the world. It's our power made visible in positive, healthy ways. When we can believe wholly and completely in that truth, nothing is impossible for God to do by expressing through us. What if? Eric Butterworth, in his book on spiritual economics, tells us that when we learn to see God in each other, we will stop trying to destroy one another. I pray that day's coming. We will never be able to see God in each other if we don't first find it in ourselves and honor it. This is inclusion. Acceptance is the key. I do so appreciate the Taoist way of being. Reverend Scott Aubrey included some of the words of wisdom about Taoism in his weekly spiritual passages message. And I'm going to share them with you. Listen up. This belief says that human suffering does not arise because something's broken within us, but because we mistrust our own nature and try to live according to borrowed standards, rather than our true alignment with the Tao, the way of life itself. One of the central Taoist ideas is Wu Wei, often translated as non-forcing or effortless action. I love that. Effortless action. That's my fave. This does not mean passivity. It means acting from alignment rather than fear or deficiency. When one trusts that their existence is not a mistake, action becomes kind, responsive, and appropriate. Relationships change as well. Others are no longer seen as obstacles or problems to solve, but as fellow expressions of the same living mystery, each trying to find their place within the whole. Taoist passages capture this inner shift. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. In this tradition, the inner world is primary. What one believes about oneself quietly shapes every action, every relationship, and every choice. When a person accepts their place in the Tao, the inner dialogue softens. Judgment gives way to curiosity. Striving gives way to trust. And effort is replaced by cooperation with life. Cooperation with life. Quit trying to stave off some of those things that we don't quite appreciate about life, because God's there too. We let it do its perfect work by accepting that fact and realizing it. So these things become replaced by cooperation with life. Taoism teaches that when we stop forcing ourselves to be better or different, we begin to act from a deeper wisdom that naturally serves both self and world. Divine, I like that. It's divine. And that's the end of the quotes about Taoism. But that whole thing, it just makes me want to utter a huge sigh. We can just let go. We don't have to be trying so hard. The thing to say to myself is I am, I can, and I will. What if? Do you truly believe in your own magnificence? I do. It's so much easier to believe in yours than mine. We are made of the same stuff as the stars. We know that. We come from a love that is so boundless and all-encompassing that it boggles the mind. I'm quite sure we have never, ever been able to get close to grasping that kind of love. It has to be heavenly. I do believe that much. Think of it as bliss on a stick, like a popsicle. I guess that makes us the stick, though. I don't know. Doesn't matter, it's all God. So in conclusion, what I'd like to do is read you this quote. It's the last paragraph from Reverend Russell's outline, the minister that created the topic. This week, we remember who we are. Spiritual beings belonging to a vast, intelligent love. And let that truth author our inner world. Desire is not a distraction. It's the divine nudge to blossom, to learn, to grow. Unity does not demand sameness. It asks us to honor difference as holy design. And mind is our outlet for creative intelligence. So the climate we cultivate within becomes the pattern our lives express. And so it is. So if you will, please join me in a closing treatment. And let us just relax, take a deep breath. And know the one divine love which indwells all things. The one that supports us at every move we make. The one that guides us every step of the way as we move closer and closer to what if. As we allow ourselves time to just be, to take a look at our desires, our motivations, and our intention behind them, and allow them to transform us, allow them to take hold in the world and be of good use. Each of us has that spark within us, that ability to claim our power and let that power move us forward. Together, we are creating a world that works for all, a world where justice prevails, where peace reigns supreme. I would like to say that easily and effortlessly, we do this. We are doing it. We will do it. And so I just give thanks to know that we are, each of us, guided aright, able to let go of judgments of what appears to be true, because we know truth. And truth is, God is all. It always works out. Divine right action is always taking place in us, around us, through us, for us. And so we just accept that and give thanks for it. Thank you, God. And so it is.